Hello, how are you?
Hello, Dr. Jasma. How are you?
I'm
I'm
good.
fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's
So,
great.
how's Malaysia?
Malaysia is kind of like very heavy raining right now. So we
Understand.
have a lot of flooded in
Mhm,
certain states. So
mhm.
how about you?
It's very dry. There's no rain, of course, in Qatar. But the weather is getting nicer because for the past few months it was really, really hot. Now the weather
Mm,
it's like a normal Malaysian weather, but there's no rain. Yeah. All
I can
right.
imagine. So, Dr. Jasma, thank you so much for taking time to join this interview. As you know, my name is Norbaiti Binti Maknor, and I'm a final year MBBS student from Seki University. And the interview is a part of my effective listening subject, and I'll conduct it individually. And the purpose of our session today is to explore your professional insight and personal experience related to this effective listening in the healthcare workplace. And I really appreciate that your willingness to share your experience and everything you share will be purely for this academic purpose.
Of course.
And now that I just
All right.
please
My
explain,
pleasure.
please tell us like who what is your position and what is your work what is your working in this um in healthcare.
Well, I am a former SEGI student, as you know. So I graduated MBBS from SEGI University. And then after that, of course, I joined the Ministry of Health as a doctor. And then after that, I joined Sunway and I do projects. And then I came to Qatar. So my position is actually healthcare informaticist in Espeta Hospital, Doha, Qatar. So what I do is mainly I launch EMR project for the hospital. So EMR stands for electronic medical records. So example, you key in the patient's data, clinical history, medications, all of that is being done in the EMR system. So that's what I do. I launch the project, I stabilize it for the hospitals and also for the clinicians. So that's a bit about me. I hope that that's enough.
That's amazing, Dr. Jasma.
Okay,
That's
thank you.
So I will ask you the five questions. So moving on, the first question: can you describe the importance of listening skill in your day-to-day work, and can you show me an example for it?
Well, of course, listening is actually very, very crucial in my role because I am the intersection or the middleman between IT and also clinical. All right. So I have to translate what the hospital needs to the IT system because IT people they do not know. They don't understand how the hospital works, how clinicians work, and etc. So for that, I need to listen carefully what the clinicians need, what the nurses need, what other users in the hospital needs, and to build that, customize that application for them so that they can use it in their day-to-day work. So that is why listening skill for me is actually very, very important because if I get something wrong, it could pivot the project into a different direction. And then you asked me to provide an example, right? So, for example,
Mhm.
yeah, you use a system, sometimes you use Microsoft, and then it freeze like the screen freeze and stuff like that. You are like, oh, the system is at fault, the system is not working, it's freezing. But if I when you listen carefully, okay, in their perspective the system freezes, but I have to think, is it from the system perspective or their hardware, or is it actually their laptop? So for example, I refreshes the laptop and then everything is fine. So you have to listen carefully. So that's the importance of it.
So, Dr. Jasma, can you elaborate on the time when effective listening helped you to solve a problem or avoid a mistake happen?
Hmm. So what I do now, example, yeah, I am developing anesthesia module for my hospital. All right. So during one of the discussion with the anesthetist, they are describing issues. So it sounded simple. If I don't listen carefully, it sounded like, oh, I just want a button, something like that. But actually, it is not that simple. They wanted a button that could disable other people's access into the module apart from the anesthetist. So the functions and the reason for the button is much, much more important than just having a button. So that's when you get what I mean. So that's when I think if I didn't listen carefully, I would have just given them something that is not even functional. So that's an example of it.
That's nice. And for the number three question, can you describe a time when you worked with somebody or someone who has not like wasn't a good listener, and what specific challenge did it create, and what step that you take to manage to improve the situations?
Oh, plenty of times, of course, especially during meetings. Example, I have this colleague of mine who tend to jump conclusions in meetings. So when when he actually jumped into conclusions, he took the meaning of other people who are explaining in the meeting in a wrong way. So when he took it in the wrong way, it pivots the direction of the projects into something else. You get what I mean? So that
Yes.
actually causes us a lot of problem just because one person is not listening well. So what step did we take to manage and also to improve the situation is always just let the other party finish explaining, finish so that you understand what they meant, so that you don't jump to conclusions early, and then so that we everyone stays in the right directions of the project. That's it.
That's great. So, how do you ensure that you fully understand the important instruction or decision that have a direct effect on your work? How you ensure it, Dr. Jasma?
You always reconfirm, always reconfirm, or always ask again. So for example, you're talking with someone, they are going back you're going back and forth in the discussions, or they are going in a roundabout manner to explain something. I always ask, is this what you meant? Is this what you want? When you reconfirm, so that they said, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Okay, then you are actually in the right direction. So I think that's how I ensure, especially in day-to-day conversations at work. I would just clarify with them that so that everyone in the same page and everyone is aligned.
That's great. That's so efficient. For the last questions, that how do you show your colleagues, your client, or any staff that you are truly listen to them, and has it had significant impact in your relationship with them, Dr. Jasma?
Well, of course, listening is a skill. It is not just you are listening to them. Language takes an important role. So, for example, when you are listening to someone, they're talking to you, you look at them. You look at them either on their face, or make sure your body language is like, okay, I'm accepting the conversation. uh, so that shows that you're actually listening to them. And another thing that I do is I always reconfirm or reaffirm again. Example, oh, I remember you mentioned this last week. I think you've said this before. So things like that. So so because of that, I think that is actually a great way for you to ensure that you are actually listening to the other party. It doesn't matter if it's your boss, it's your colleague, or it's your staff. Mm.
That's great. Thank you so much, Dr.
You are
Jasma, for sharing
welcome.
your experience and your time and insight with me. That I truly appreciate your open and your thoughtful reflections. Your experience, your perspective give me a deeper understanding so on how effective listening shape the communication in our or in every healthcare in the world. So it's been an honor to speak with you. I'm sure that I will make sure to reflect your point respectfully in my reports,
Oh,
and
thank you.
thank you again for your kindness and your support.
Thank you so much. And all the best to you as well, in your future endeavors. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. See
Bye.
you again.
See you. Bye bye.